The Dom Life Podcast presents Real Talk.
A BDSM Back to Basics miniseries intended for listeners 18 and older.
Well, Lady D, the time has come.
No, say it isn't so, Master Nick.
Yep, the time has come. We are going to end our Real Talk miniseries episodes.
It was just supposed to be a small, short duration.
Yep, I think it went a little longer than what we actually anticipated.
But we covered all of our topics.
Well,
no, we covered
one.
all of our topics. We covered them all.
No,
There's nothing left to talk about, Master
There
Nick.
is one more topic that we didn't cover, but it was going to be extremely difficult to cover that one in a 20-minute bite-size
started
episode.
Talking about it and working through it and went, no.
Yeah, it's got to be saved. And then we're actually talking about contract negotiation, and just in case you didn't know.
We've brought it up a lot.
We have.
In our episodes.
We are currently working on making it a full episode. It's probably going to be at least 2, maybe 3 full episodes.
I think we're going to do some of the negotiation on the episode. And,
yes, we are.
Let other people see.
Yes, we're going to talk about
how easy it is
Yeah.
to do
we're going to talk about the do's, the don'ts, the things that you can do. But yes, we are going to have our contract out in front of us where we go through each one.
There might be some things
that we either change, delete, or keep. So you will get a little bit of both worlds. We've talked about it now since June, but it is getting closer. Stay tuned for that. But we wanted to bring you these mini-series episodes because bite-size. We were in the process of doing a lot of interviews.
We were doing the DS lifestyle ones.
To give several different perspectives of dominant submissive relationships and what they do in their relationship and the rules they have and how they've gotten where they were. Because we want people to have more than just our perspective.
Our perspective is very small in the big pool of everything.
So while doing all those interviews, we were also missing the whole point of starting this podcast, which was talking about different topics. So the Real Talk mini-series episodes were the bite-sized topics. We did get through a lot of those topics. And there is going to be a lot more to come in our full episodes because now we've kind of changed our format a little bit for our interviews. We're not going to be talking or interviewing people about just a broad topic.
DS lifestyle was big. It was just a very large area trying to get dominance on that covered different aspects and areas. So now we're going to start
narrowing it down to people that we have. We just got through interviewing Jade.
Yes.
Where we did find out a little bit about her, which we'll always do. Our interviews, we've got to find out.
If you haven't been on the episode, you need to learn who they are or else their perspective means zero.
Right. But the interview itself will be narrowed down to a more single topic.
Like with Jade, it was subspace.
Yep. It was a different perspective.
And
aftercare.
Yes.
Yep. It was a total different perspective. It was a total different dynamic for her. So if you haven't had a chance to go listen to that episode yet, it is amazing.
2 episodes. Yeah. The first one was getting to know her, and the second one was on those topics. Yep. And she gave some insight and perspective that I just don't have because our dynamic is different.
Right. And we will find somebody else who has a different dynamic and a different perspective, and we will have them on as well. So we've got so much more lined up for you all, but we are going to end our midweek mini series. So let's just recap a little bit about it.
Yeah, let's do that. We've been recording these ones
Yes.
and dropping them, video recording them and dropping them on YouTube.
Yes.
Because these are going to be going away. Our next goal is to start recording the
full episodes.
Full episodes
will be audio and video as well.
Now, when we have interviews, we've talked about it, and we've talked about it with various people. When we do the interviews, sometimes they will be, their faces will be in it, and sometimes they won't.
Yep. So that due to the taboo and the world that we still live in, a lot of people in the BDSM community, in the swing community,
they have to be careful.
They have to live kind of a secret life.
Yeah, because we work in fields that
can be frowned upon. So there will be some videos that they may not be in the picture, but you will still hear them, and you will still get to see us. I mean, that's worthwhile right there, right? But going back through some of our mini-series episodes and our topics.
Ooh, some of them were so sexy, Master Nick.
Yep, we done the scene creations. We actually done, 3 or 4 different scene creations.
Yeah, the punishment one was not worth listening to.
Oh, I thought it was great. We talked about ways to introduce dominance in your current relationship.
That's a topic that we're going to dive deeper into.
Yes, it is. One of our interviews we've got lined up. We have Gray and Evie that we've met through Club Tempted, that we've became good friends with and hung out with and see them all the time there. So we are setting up an interview with them to discuss their BDSM in a very long relationship that they've been in.
Right. You don't want to miss that one.
No, that is going to be a great interview. I am so looking forward to doing that with them. Building yourself into a good dominant.
Yeah, that took a little bit of a discussion.
It did. Again, it's something that I feel a good dominant should strive upon. They should strive. They should live their life to try to be the best dominant that they can for their submissive or submissives. Sometimes there is multiple. And I think it's a constantly learning and growing as a dominant.
Yes.
I don't think anybody can come in and say, I'm a dominant. I've learned all I need to learn. I'm not learning anything else. This is how I am. I don't see that as being.
Well, that's just one
dominant.
of the things that came up in Jade's episode, was that we were talking about how the electric wand can burn you.
Right.
And you got that experience by using it so many different times, and you never thought it would be an issue until you hit those redheads.
Yep, those redheads.
Those redheads with their sensitive skin.
Damn them redheads.
Yeah, but they're pretty hot.
That's what I was fixing to say. They draw you in because the redheads are freaking hot as hell.
With their fiery personalities.
Yeah, I love a redhead.
So we also talked about kinky times when we're apart.
Yep. And we've actually got a little bit of feedback from that episode where people have kind of mixed in a little bit of our ideas and have come up with their own ideas for when they're apart and how to be kinky and how to keep their relationship going.
I just saw that Christina and Loki bought one of those.
We Vibes.
No, it's a different brand, but it's the Vibe.
Okay.
That's a different.
It's not a We Vibe? Okay.
It's a different one that fits better.
Ah, okay. But it comes with the little remote app.
He can control it.
He can control it from his app. We did briefly discuss that the other night at the club, but there was a lot going on and he was working, so he was having to run away. But yeah, that is something I want to find out a little more from him as far as what brand and all that. So we'll have to.
And see how much, let them play with it for a while and see if they like it just as much a month later or 2 months later.
Exactly.
So we did submitting even when it's hard.
Yep.
And sometimes it is very hard. You at the club, you, Master Nick at the club, I was showing off my tall boots. I was very proud of my boots with the green bottoms.
Yes,
they were glowing. And I'm like, I'm so tall. And I was showing off. And he goes, are you showing off how tall you are in those? And did his hand signal for me to drop to my knees. He goes, you're not tall now.
Yep.
That's submitting when it was hard. I was grinding my teeth. I was so proud of myself. I'm all tall.
Yep, you come strutting up there next to me, and I seen you turn around looking at a couple of other people that's back there going, look how tall. And I was like, I'm going to kill her ego right here.
Right there. It took 2 fingers pointed down, and I'm on my knees.
Yep. Not very tall there, was you?
No, sir. So that was submitting. I submitted. I dropped to my knees.
Yep. You done good. You done real good. I think I even give you a reward that night for doing that.
You always give me my rewards.
Yep. Giving your submissive a task or two. That was a nice topic to cover. Again, from what we do, people can take that and kind of put a little twist on it to match their relationship, or hopefully it just sparked an idea in their head of a task that they could give their partner.
I see a lot of that on social media too. Like, what are some ideas? I'm not into pictures all the time, writing tasks, like doing write-ups where what are you doing in the day? And they're looking for different ideas on tasks to give their submissives.
Yep.
So,
and that goes back to, I've said it many a times on podcast, out in life. Being a dominant is like having a full second job. And that's the kind of parts that I'm talking about, because a task over and over soon gets boring.
Right.
And not only is it boring for the submissive to do it, but after a while it gets boring. I mean, we started off, I wanted a good morning text with a picture. And although I love looking at you and your body, I mean, after a while it was a picture, although I still appreciated it and I still liked it. How many poses can you do
in the morning
for a year?
Plus, everything changed too, because my son has to get to school. We leave the house basically the same time.
Yep,
it gets a lot harder to do things like that. So we have to come outside of the box.
Trying to evolve your task to where it's not the same thing every day for weeks and months and years. It's, you're evolving, you're changing things up, trying to keep stuff fresh, trying to come up with ideas.
That was, sorry to interrupt, because I was just thinking when we were at the club, we were talking about getting the submissives together and the dominants together for an episode. We're going to try it again, but we're going to limit the amount just because of the audio.
Correct.
So one of the things you talked about was being able to talk to the dominants about appropriate punishments and things to do. You guys have a text group that you don't use all that often, but when you do, you could say, hey, I'm thinking for, a punishment. What do you guys think about this? Or what is an idea that you can think of that would be creative? Because one mind is great.
Right.
5 minds is better.
Exactly. And then going back to that topic, it's not like I'm asking complete strangers like people do on these Facebook groups and stuff. I'm asking other dominants that know us, that know you, that we've all intermixed and played with and hung out with and really got to know each other. So this is absolutely
close
great.
Group.
It's a very close group. So it is great to have that community, to have those little text groups. And like you said, no, it doesn't get used as much as we originally thought it would. But the times that it has been used, it has been very beneficial, not only for me, but for the people that also had, I think Dante was the one that he was kind of struggling with a punishment, and he sent us, the backstory, and what he thought. And then he took
your advice.
We all answered, we all give advice. It was all close to the same advice, but each one of us had our own little twist and perspective on it. And then therefore he was able to read all of it and then to get his thoughts together as far as which direction to go.
Because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard.
And it is okay. That goes back to being a good dominant. You don't always have the answers.
Right.
and picking other dominants' brains.
Well, I see the social media posts and I don't have a problem with it at all. At all. Not one bit. If you've got a question,
Right.
these are groups that are closed groups, not
Yes.
completely, but they're closed groups. My problem is our society has gotten very into quick, ugly responses.
Yes.
And somebody said that that's all AI bots. I don't know. I have no idea, but they said that there's these responses because you get more reactions to them. So bots do these.
Gotcha.
And it makes me sad that within the BDSM, when you're really trying to gather information and you're posting to have these ugly, I just stay out of it because I can't even handle it.
Right. Yeah, I have yet to really go to a Facebook group or an Instagram group to ask questions because we have built such a good community.
Yes.
I will go to them a million times before I go to somebody that I don't know. And again, you do get a comment like, it's going to piss me the fuck off.
And me too. I see it.
Whether it's a real person, whether it's not.
And of course, I want to be like, hey, you can go listen to our podcast because there's so much of the details here. And it's like, we're 54 episodes in now.
Yeah.
So I really want to continue this and keep expanding into all the different areas. I mean, we've got some interviews lined up that are topic specific. And I'm so excited to do it because we want all the people out there to be able to listen to it and learn something new each and every time. I don't want us to always just rehash what we said episode 3, episode 5.
Right. No, we've got to keep coming up with different topics, and it's
Spankos.
Spankos is coming up. You're working with somebody with a Spankos group. That's going to be a good interview.
And we're doing one on boudoir photography.
Yep. We're working on lining up a photographer that does boudoir, BDSM. He's been to a few of our events that we've been invited to. He's been the photographer there and loves the guy to death. He is hilarious. So can't wait to get all this. So we've got a lot lined up for you guys. We've got so many more episodes to come. Stick with us. Keep liking us. Keep following us.
But the mini-series are done. We're sorry.
Yeah, we are ending the mini-series, but bringing you a lot more in our full episodes, videos included. Everything's going to be getting transferred over to YouTube for our audio.
The audio on all the old ones as well.
Yep, all of it. I'm going to upload all of our audio to YouTube. We found out we've got a couple of people that can only listen on YouTube. So we are going to go back, upload all the audio to YouTube. And then from here on out, all of our episodes are going to be video and audio. So you have options of either listening or watching and listening. So we're excited. We hope you all are just as excited as we are. And again,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Give us topics. If there's something you're interested in, we want to know about it. We want to investigate and research and find out more about what you're into as well. And we are more than willing to do interviews with you if you have a topic that we feel is worthy of being on the Dom Life podcast. We'd love to get you in here. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for following. We'll see you next time.
Good night.